Now that I have my resource for my review built in, I want to see what other direction I can go in um, with this skill. I want to make sure students understand how fanboys words can be used, and I want them to master this new skill. So I'm going to go back over to No Red Ink, and I notice here that they have identified the function of fanboys. I can pull up the sample lesson, and right here it has students looking at a fanboys word as it appears with a compound subject. That's a lesson that we did a while back, and I think they would benefit from very quick review. And then they would be ready to roll on using fanboys with commas and deciding whether or not they need them with compound subjects, compound verbs, and objects. Then I have a third lesson, a third practice, and this actually has both skills integrated. So this would be, if they can get this idea, this concept down, then I'll know that they understand commas with the coordinating and subordinating fanboys linking two independent clauses together. The next thing I want to do is I want to determine the length of this lesson. I don't want my instructional piece to be more than 15 minutes long. I want the kids to get into working on this on their own. So the cool thing is if I click here on these topics, I can see that the practice for all three that we've chosen takes between 15 and 30 minutes. So I have to decide is this where my students are. So right now, my kids are pretty good with they can all identify the fanboys words. They can link compound subjects and compound verbs, and they're still learning a little bit here with the evaluating the use of the comma. That's the new instruction, the new piece. So in this particular lesson, I don't think that they're going to be ready to do swabby words, but they will be tomorrow. So I'm going to set this up to where the students will complete this after we do the review from yesterday and then the review of the compound subjects, verbs, and objects. I want to compare just these three short practices with another skill. If I scroll down, you can see that there's a lot when it comes to commas and conjunctions. You can see that there's a lot of this identifying repeated over and over again. When I teach Swabbies, they'll be at the beginning, they'll be in the middle. Um, this is a lot. Don't feel like you have to click on every single topic. For instance, if you are just teaching fanboys words and maybe you're on day 2 or you're on day 3 and all you want to do is a quick check, you know that the kids can list them off. You've assessed them on that. You might just want to give them this fast check and you notice it's only 5 to 10 minutes. So it all depends on your timing in your class. If you think that your kids just need these two because they're not getting it and they need more time, then just assign these two and then use the evaluation of the two skills, the evaluating use of commas with fanboys. Use that at the beginning of your next assignment. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to finalize the assignment. I decided that, my kids aren't quite getting it, and I want to make sure that they've mastered these two skills before they've combined the two. So I'm just going to set up these two topics and click continue. Now here are all my classes listed, and I'm just going to assign it to this first class. You can assign it to all of your classes if you're teaching at the same pacing. And I'm going to come down and I'm just going to name it. And this is going to be our fanboys. Day 2. And I'm going to click assign. All right, here's my fanboys day 2. And it's all ready for my students to begin.